What's up, Reapers of Ricochet? I really do need a name for you guys, right? I mean, everyone has a name for their followers these days. I'll tell you guys what, comment a great community name for you fine people of YouTube and elsewhere. I know that we have Beard Gang, but that kind of started out as a joke because train. Now that obnoxious ass train has passed, let's see if I can remember exactly what I was saying. Oh, that's right. Beard Gang. It started out as a joke because Chaotic, myself, and D. Lucas all happen to have beards and wear hats. I mean, hell, we might stick with it, and we can call you people our beard ganglings. I don't know about it. Anyways, without further ado, here's another update video for you beard ganglings. I don't know if that's going to stick or not. I can't say that with a straight face. Anyways, since my last update video some months ago, which you can check out after this video if you want, I'll put the link down in the description below. A lot has changed. We added Big Bulba and Baby Bulba. While I was in the making of this video, we also added Big Pika. But in all seriousness though, I've actually made the switch from PlayStation 4 to PC mostly. And I mean mostly because there are a lot of games that I currently own on the PS4 that I won't really be buying for the PC. It wouldn't really make sense. However, you should see over the next year or so a good mixture of PC and PS4 gaming coming out of this channel. I'm going to try to the best of my ability. All the new games will be purchased strictly for the PC with the exception of some exclusives and other titles that I feel would be probably best played on PlayStation. Not to mention that if I'm able to get my hands on a Nintendo Switch Pro at some point when they drop in the next year, you can bet your beard that I will be streaming that as well. There's a lot of games I'd love to stream for that platform, but we'll get into that later in this video because we're kind of getting sidetracked already, boys. Probably should have written a script. Maybe next time. Probably not. I mean, who knows? Since making the switch to PC several months ago, I'd already kind of fallen into a pretty good groove. Pretty familiar with PC gaming. After I graduated high school, I was into PC gaming pretty heavily with the likes of World of Warcraft and some of the original Call of Duty games and even Unreal Tournament, which was incredible. Honestly, until several years later, I kind of transitioned to console fully. It just happened to be that really none of my friends or family at that time played PC gaming, and it become rather a kind of an expensive habit, if you will, trying to keep up with the new technologies to make sure the games ran as well as possible. I ended up finding it just a lot easier to play on console. That way you could just pay the money up front, and then that console would last for several years and would offer pretty good performance, rather. I've never really been in a PC elitist because I know kind of what console offers over PC and what PC offers over console, comparing apples to oranges most of the time, in my opinion. So I was lucky enough here recently to be in a good financial position to purchase a new PC. I do have quite a bit large library of PC games. However, most of them are a lot older, if you will, and not newer. Most of my library is on Steam. However, I have been getting several games of mine on Epic Game Store, and yes, I know, the evil exclusive launcher. But I suppose what's weird about that is the PC type people didn't really ever care or complain when Xbox and PlayStation were going at each other with exclusives, but as soon as it happens to their platform, it's the end of the world. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked again, guys. I've recently been putting quite a bit of hours into Borderlands 3. This isn't a review because there's a billion of those on YouTube at this point, but my brief thoughts on it is it's a great looter and shooter game with a horrendous story and sketchy performance. I realize streaming will hamper my performance a bit at times, but during the action, my frames, they could drop down to 30 frames, and that's while I'm running an i9 9900K with an RTX 2070 Super and 16 gigs of 3200 hertz memory. It's unfortunate because the core of the game is amazing. I enjoy the fact that you can jump in with a friend 15 levels lower and everything scales and drops for each player. Makes you want to really play more and more hours knowing that anytime you can play with anyone and still get the rewards and progress. I know that it helped Chaotic and I out a lot because the times I was playing was the times he wasn't playing, so it really helped when we were actually able to get together, be in totally different levels, but still able to enjoy Beard Game Company. The second game I've been playing a lot recently is WoW Classic. I know I've been playing two of the most popular games on YouTube and Twitch right now. You know, what am I thinking? But you can see why both games are great. WoW Classic for me isn't about what it is for others, about taking WoW back to the good old days. I started WoW in 2006. I hit max level on my hunter several months before Burning Crusade came out, so it wasn't anything I missed out about raiding or in-game. Honestly, I had no friends who ever owned a PC to play, so I always played by myself anyways. Through the years, I played through Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and I eventually stopped playing as Wrath of the Lich King started to wind down. I came back during Mists of Pandaria, however you say that, whatever, moving on, and leveled a panda man. Now, I know it's a monk now, to max level. at the time, but left again after a while. I hadn't really picked up WoW until Classic was released here recently. WoW Classic brings back the classic feel to everything, but I do miss the more modern quality of life changes WoW had made through the years. They could bring back some of those to Classic, or even Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King. I'd be hooked all over again. So I've actually ended up putting Classic down, and I've picked up Retail over the last several weeks. I'm leveling a new character with Chaotic, as well as trying to level up my main, my Blood Elf Holy Paladin. One game this year that kind of came out of left field was Remnant from the Ashes. I played the crap out of that, and a lot of those videos on the channel done really, really well. I could have absolutely done more and put more to it, which I hope to do in the future, but both the streams and the cut down videos went pretty well. I enjoyed the game a lot. I wish it would have had additional acts with more bosses, but for the price I paid, I feel like I got well more than my money's worth. I don't think I'll revisit that game in the near future, but who knows? If they drop more content outside of some of the upcoming updates, you may catch me out there again. Control, what a beautiful game with horrible facial animations. Honestly, it reminds me of Mass Effect Andromeda, but hopped up on a new graphical high. I actually got this game for free when I purchased my RTX 2070 Super. It's unfortunate that I have to turn a lot of the settings down while playing and streaming, but I cannot wait to return to this game. I love single player games, but it's hard to really juggle that with multiplayer games and then throw into the mix family, job, and etc. And you can see where a lot of the single player games don't get as much love as they deserve. There are several on my list for the future purchases, plus a load more I already own that I will need to continue to play through to post content for. Some of those include the likes of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I'm absolutely determined to complete, and Dragon Quest Builders 2, which I am also determined to beat. I'm trying a new format for the channel on Dragon Quest Builders 2 that I had first envisioned all the way last year for Jurassic World Evolution, and it was called Ricochet Plays, where all the middle content that was just running, collecting, or doing various other unimportant things were cut and edited out. This meant an hour-long original video could be cut down to 15 to 20 minutes depending on a whole host of other things. One negative about streaming is, and especially when you're very small, you tend to have quite a bit of downtime, especially when there's not many people watching. It's a bit difficult to keep your enthusiasm up for 3+ hours when you have streamed for 0 people the entire time. With the Ricochet Play series for Dragon Quest and others, I hope to break that up just a little bit. Not many people enjoy going back to watch videos on demands of live streams. The entire appeal of a live stream is the real-time interaction between fans and creator, and well, I totally get it. I'm the same way, and there's a lot of tweaking I'd like to have done for this series to work, but it's still a work in progress. Anyways, moving on again. I'm going to try to get through a list of the games I look forward to playing at some point in 2019. Since this has already hit epic proportions of long and there's still a ton of ground to cover, I'm going to see how quickly I can get through all this. Alright, so let's get into her. Gears 5 dropped on September 6th. I put off the purchase due to WoW and Borderlands 3, but I think I'll eventually get to that at some point. Wolfenstein Youngblood I got for free for my purchase of the RTX 2070 Super. So don't worry, I didn't go against all the horrible reviews and use my own money to buy it. I like the multiplayer co-op aspect of this game, so honestly that's probably the only reason I'd ever think about playing that. Destiny 2's new DLC and game model dropped just this October 1st. Another game that I loved, but with Activision at the helm, kind of went sour quick. This would be a game that I would consider rebuying on PC for future play, since I sunk 100+ hours on the PS4, plus, you know, cross save, so that's a world of help. Ghost Recon Breakpoint dropped October 4th. This was planned to be a day one purchase for myself and Chaotic, however, due to our backlog, it may come a little later. I know it's caught up a lot of flack over microtransactions and the like, but it's a buy for me at some point. We'll just have to work out it, you know, try to fit it in with our busy game schedule, if you will. The Outer World drops October 25th. If it weren't for the what seems like 50 games that have dropped over the span of 2 months, this would be a definite day one buy for me, but I'm probably gonna have to wait closer to time to see where I am at game wise, and then see, you know, how I'm feeling about this. It's shaping up to be a great game though. However, Modern Warfare drops the same day, so that's a day one buy for me. Since around 2013, Call of Duty has kind of been trash and garbage. I've enjoyed 0 of those games since then, with the exception of World War II. I'm hoping that this one is different. If this game ends up flopping, then I'll probably just abandon the franchise entirely at this point. But it looks so far so good, and the beta went really well from what I've understood. Death Stranding drops on November 8th, and this looks like one of those crazy games of the year. I mean, who doesn't want to be FedEx if it was in a world where at any point you could just be killed? Oh yeah, and of course, baby incubators. Lastly, EA, I'm hoping they don't fail me. Star Wars Fallen Order, I'm hoping it doesn't suck. Please don't suck. The last 2 two EA Star Wars games that come out have been, you know, like beautifully designed and graphically pleasing, but it's been an absolute dumpster fire and missed the mark entirely. There are a bunch of other smaller games sprinkled about all of those that I could check out. If you have any games on your radar, let me know in the comments. I might add it to the list to play for sure. Remnant from the Ashes is proof that a list of games doesn't mean anything, because I hadn't even heard of that game until release day. Damn, was that a good game. So that was about as rapid fire as possible, with still being half coherent. Those are my thoughts on some of the games I've been playing and some of the games I hope to play in the future. My last real thoughts before this video ends revolves around streaming, and more specifically which platform to stream with and on. I started on YouTube a little over a year ago because A, I didn't know much about other platforms, and B, who doesn't have a YouTube account? I mean, am I right? What quickly found out, however, there were several disadvantages to streaming on YouTube. YouTube was not built as a live streaming platform. YouTube thrives in discoverability and video content creator, and normally has clear guidelines on acceptability. Twitch, on the other hand, does all sorts of stupid like all sorts of that stay on the platform. You can yeet a cat and stay on the platform, phrase a sentence the wrong way, and you're banned. I've been reluctant to speak about Twitch publicly only because a channel in limbo on which platform they will stream on, I don't personally see as a good thing. Viewers, fans, and consumers of content like to know that X person streams on X platform at X time on X day. This is why schedule is so important and perceived confidence in the platform you stream on. Borderlands 3 has really renewed my thought process as they've implemented Twitch capabilities into the game, making fans and viewers even more important than before. That, on top of a more streamlined and better look for the live streaming than YouTube, you can start to see where faith in streaming on YouTube begins to weigh on a content creator. There's a website called Restream where you're able to actually cast your stream to multiple platforms, and I don't think ill of those who use this method. However, if your end goal is to build a community of individuals who enjoy your personality, content, and others, then streaming to more than one platform can easily fracture a community. An example that always comes to my mind is an individual fires up a stream and casts to YouTube, Twitch, and Mixer. There's several people watching their stream from each platform. In the chat of each platform, there are specific individuals chatting with the streamer and among themselves. When the streamer begins to respond and have conversations with those individuals, the others watching the stream on different platforms get confused as they are unaware of the conversations being had on other platforms and are unsure what the streamer is talking about or referencing. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going with all this outside of, if you made it to the end of this video, that tells me that you at least enjoy watching my content. So I would very much like to know your opinions on this and everything else talked about in this video. In the next several weeks, I plan to stream on Twitch and move away from live streaming on YouTube. Twitch has added a lot of new features rolling out this year and next year, which adds to the live streaming first culture at Twitch and video content creation on YouTube. So if you haven't already followed me over there on Twitch, go ahead and do that at the end of this video, which is coming up here pretty soon. I'm also going to put a link in the description. That way you make sure you get to the right channel. Just same username, different platform, basically. We also ended up actually creating a Facebook page, but currently unsure what we're really going to do with that one in the future. You can go ahead and follow there as well. While you're on a following spree, I also have Twitter and Instagram that get regular attention from me, and you can find them all at Ricochet Reaper. Those will also be in the description. So this is where I guess I'll wrap things up for real this time. I believe at this point I'm supposed to tell each and every one of you beard ganglings that if you haven't already, be sure to drop a sub to the channel. While you're at it, in the description below you'll find again all of my links for my Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, and the like. Be sure to smash that button 4 times, the like button, I believe. I'm also supposed to tell you at this point, go ahead and ring that bell, because everyone tells you to hit it, and of course you would like to be part of that notification squad, would you not? I'll cut it there, and until next time, Ricochet out.